Hi everyone, I'm Alt from Susan's family. In this video, we'll learn how to crochet this Taiyaki ice cream bag. This bag is divided into the ice cream part, the main part below, and the chocolate stick above, plus some decorations like ice cream and little cones. While crocheting, we'll work and assemble parts step by step. Let's start with the ice cream part, which has 3 sections, section 1 here, section 2 here, and section 3 here. We begin crocheting from section 1 using the adjustable magic ring, and crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. The stitch techniques used include X single crochet, V single crochet increase, chain stitch, slip stitch, and a single crochet decrease. First, let's understand the chart where R plus number indicates round number and H plus number shows row number. The increases and decreases explanation column shows the stitch techniques and increases, decreases needed for that round. The total stitches column indicates the total stitch count after completing all stitches for that round. To make it clearer, I'll demonstrate the color scheme and hook size using cotton yarn. Please refer to the detail page of our product and paper instructions. The chart shows cast on the adjustable magic ring, meaning the foundation method is the adjustable magic ring. Let's begin. Cast on the adjustable magic ring. Open your left palm. Wrap the yarn around your left pinky, thread it between index and middle fingers, then wrap around the middle finger pad. Pinch the crossing point with your left thumb. Pick up the crochet hook with your right hand, moving it between these 2 points. Insert the hook into the ring, push the yarn down with the hook and pull through. After pulling through the hook, rotate. This completes the magic ring. Now let's start the first round. R1 is 4 single crochets. The number before X indicates how many single crochets to work. This means to work 4 single crochets into the starting ring. First, make a chain stitch as the beginning chain. Yarn over. Pull the yarn through the ring. This completes 1 beginning chain. This beginning chain isn't shown in the chart. When crocheting in rounds with single crochets, you always work a beginning chain at the start of each round, which doesn't count as a stitch. Now let's start working single crochets. Insert the hook into the starting ring. From the left side, yarn over and pull through. After pulling through, there are 2 loops on the hook. Next, wrap the yarn counterclockwise. Pull the yarn through both loops on the hook. This completes 1 X stitch single crochet. After completing the first stitch, remove the loop from your middle finger. Here we see the top right of the single crochet, where there's a V shape. This V shape is the stitch of a single crochet. At the end of the round, you join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Beginners who have trouble identifying stitches can mark it here with a stitch marker. Next, work the second stitch. Pinch the loop with your left thumb and middle finger. Insert the hook into the starting ring, yarn over from the left side, and pull through. After pulling through, there are 2 loops on the hook. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise, and pull through both loops on the hook. This completes the second X stitch single crochet. Throughout this bag crocheting, we're using X stitch single crochets exclusively, which we'll simply refer to as single crochets from now on. The V shape at the top right of the second single crochet is the stitch for the second stitch. We need to work 4 single crochets in this round. Let's continue and complete the remaining 2 single crochets. After completing the 4 single crochets corresponding to the chart, next tighten the ring. After tightening the ring, insert the hook into the first stitch, that is, into the V shape of the first stitch. Pull through, drawing through the loop on the hook. Note that this slip stitch doesn't count as a stitch, and needs to be pulled tight. The chart doesn't show slip stitches, but when crocheting in rounds, you always end with a slip stitch and pull tight. This completes the first round. Now let's work the second round. R2 is X, V, X2, where the parentheses indicate a group and the number shows how many times to repeat it. First work a chain stitch as the beginning chain. Let me emphasize again, when crocheting single crochets in rounds, you always start each round with a beginning chain stitch. We won't mention this again later. Next work a single crochet in the first stitch. Work a single crochet increase in the second stitch, which means working 2 single crochets in the same stitch. This completes X, V. This round needs to be repeated twice, so repeat X, V, one more time. First work a single crochet. Then work a single crochet increase. After completing the work, let's check the stitch count. Here is the first single crochet, the V shape above to the right is the stitch of the first stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This round totals 6 stitches. The total stitches for each round are indicated in the corresponding chart, and I won't mention this again later. Next, slip stitch into the first stitch. Insert the hook into the first stitch, pull through the yarn, and also pull through the loop on the hook. Pull tight. Note that for subsequent rounds, the last stitch of each round must be joined with a slip stitch, and pulled tight to the first stitch. This won't be repeated later. Next, work the third round. First, work 2 single crochets. Then, work 2 single crochet increases. Finally, work 2 single crochets. Next, slip stitch into the first stitch. The third round is now complete. This starting yarn tail can be trimmed off. As you can see, the right side texture is clear while the wrong side texture is blurry. When crocheting, Keep the right side facing out and the wrong side facing in. Next, work the fourth round. First, work 3 single crochets. One single crochet increase. Next, work 3 chain stitches. These are the chain braids, the raised strands on the wrong side are the inner mountains. This is the second to last inner mountain, and this is the third to last inner mountain. Insert the hook into the second to last inner mountain. Work 2 slip stitches in sequence. These slip stitches should be worked normally without tightening. After completing the 2 slip stitches, return to the main part. Work a single crochet increase. Next, 3 single crochets. After completing the 3 single crochets, slip stitch into the first stitch. The 4th round is now complete. Next, work the 5th round. First, insert into the first stitch. Work a single crochet increase. Insert into the next stitch and work 4 single crochets in sequence. Next, insert into this stitch. Work a single crochet. Then insert into the next stitch. Work a single crochet increase. Next, 3 chain stitches. Insert into the second to last front loop. Work 2 slip stitches. Next, insert into the following stitch, which is this position. Work a single crochet increase. Next, 1 single crochet. Then go back to this stitch. Continue working 4 single crochets. Make a single crochet increase in the last stitch. Once completed, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Slip stitch done, the 5th round is completed. Now move on to work the 6th round, chain 3. Return to the second to last front loop. Work 2 single crochets. After completing 2 single crochets, go back to the first stitch of the 5th round. Work 9 single crochets. After completing 9 single crochets, insert into the next stitch. Work 1 single crochet. One single crochet increase. Once done, this side is completed. Now insert the hook into the first stitch on the other side. Work 1 single crochet increase. Insert into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. Then insert into the following stitch, work 9 single crochets in sequence. After completing 9 single crochets. Next, insert into the first stitch of the chain we started with. This position is the slip stitch. This is what we just completed. The first chain stitch of the 3 chains. This is the second chain stitch. When we crocheted, we inserted into the first and second stitches. Next, insert the hook into the first stitch. Work 1 single crochet. Insert into the next stitch, work 1 single crochet. After completing the single crochets, insert into the first stitch and slip stitch. This completes the 6th round. Now let's work on the 7th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch, work a single crochet increase. Insert into the next stitch, work 12 single crochets in sequence. After completing 12 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. Insert into the next stitch, work 12 more single crochets in sequence. After completing 12 single crochets, insert into the last stitch, work a single crochet increase. When done, slip stitch into the first stitch. After the slip stitch is completed, the 7th round is finished. Now let's work on the 8th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. First, work a single crochet increase. Insert into the next stitch, work 14 single crochets in sequence. After completing 14 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. Insert into the next stitch, work 14 single crochets in sequence. After completing 14 single crochets, insert into the last stitch and work a single crochet increase. Slip stitch into the first stitch. After the slip stitch is completed, the 8th round is finished. Now let's work on the 9th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Work a single crochet increase. Insert into the next stitch. Work 16 single crochets in sequence. After completing 16 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. Then insert into the next stitch, and work 16 single crochets in sequence. After completing 16 single crochets, insert into the last stitch and work a single crochet increase. Complete with a slip stitch. This completes the 9th round. Now let's work on the 10th round. First work 2 single crochet decreases. This is the first stitch, this is the second stitch. When working a single crochet decrease, pick up the half loop of the first stitch, and the half loop of the second stitch to work 1 single crochet decrease. First pick up the half loop of the first stitch. Then pick up the half loop of the second stitch. Yarn over and pull through. After pulling through, there are 2 loops on the hook. Yarn over the hook. Pull through both loops on the hook. This completes 1 single crochet decrease. Above the single crochet decrease, this V shape is the stitch of the single crochet decrease. Next, work another single crochet decrease. After completing 2 single crochet decreases, insert into the next stitch. Work 12 single crochets in sequence. After completing 12 single crochets, work 2 single crochet decreases. Next, work 4 chain stitches. Insert into the second to last front loop. Work 3 slip stitches in sequence. After completing, continue by inserting into the next stitch. Work 2 single crochet decreases. Insert into the next stitch and work 12 single crochets in sequence. After completing 12 single crochets, work 2 more single crochet decreases. After completing, slip stitch into the first stitch. This completes the 10th round. Next, work the 11th round. Work 4 chain stitches. Return to insert into the second to last front loop. Work 1 single crochet increase. 2 single crochets. Then move back to the first stitch, and work 16 single crochets in sequence. After completing 16 single crochets, continue working 2 single crochets. Two single crochet increases. Then 2 single crochets. Insert into the next stitch and work 16 single crochets in sequence. After completing 16 single crochets, move to the next stitch, which is a slip stitch. When crocheting, we directly pick the first stitch here. The second stitch. And then the third stitch to work. Next, work 2 single crochets. One single crochet increase. Slip stitch into the first stitch. After finishing the slip stitch, the 11th round is completed. Next, work the 12th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch, and work a single crochet increase. 22 single crochets. After completing 22 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. After completing 2 single crochet increases, work 22 single crochets. After completing 22 single crochets, work a single crochet increase in the last stitch. Once done, slip stitch into the first stitch. After finishing the slip stitch, the 12th round is completed. Next, work the 13th round. In the first stitch, work a single crochet increase. Then move to the next stitch, and work 24 single crochets in sequence. After completing 24 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and continue working 24 single crochets. After completing 24 single crochets, insert the hook into the last stitch, and work a single crochet increase. Once done, slip stitch into the first stitch. This completes the 13th round. Next, work the 14th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch, and work a single crochet increase. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 26 single crochets in sequence. After completing 26 single crochets, work 2 single crochet increases. Once done, continue working 26 single crochets starting from the next stitch. After completing 26 single crochets, insert the hook into the last stitch, and work a single crochet increase. Once done, slip stitch into the first stitch. After finishing the slip stitch, the 14th round is completed. Next, work the 15th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Work even single crochets corresponding to each stitch around the round. After completing the last stitch, slip stitch into the first stitch. Once the slip stitch is done, the 15th round is completed. Next, work the 16th round. First, work 2 single crochet decreases. Pick up half of the braid from the first stitch, and half of the braid from the second stitch. Pull the yarn through. Complete 1 single crochet decrease. Next, work another stitch. After completing 2 single crochet decreases, insert the hook into the next stitch. Work 22 single crochets in sequence. After completing 22 single crochets, work 2 more single crochet decreases. Next, work 4 chain stitches. Return to the second to last ridge stitch. Work 3 slip stitches in sequence. Then go back to the next stitch, insert the hook and work 2 single crochet decreases. After completing, insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 22 single crochets in sequence. After completing 22 single crochets, work 2 single crochet decreases on the remaining stitches. Once done, slip stitch into the first stitch. After the slip stitch is completed, the 16th round is finished. Next, work on the 17th round by crocheting 4 chain stitches. Return to the second to last ridge stitch, and work a single crochet increase first. Then work 2 single crochets. After completing, return to the first stitch and insert the hook. Work 26 single crochets in sequence. After completing 26 single crochets, insert the hook into the stitch here next. First work 2 single crochets. Then work 2 single crochet increases. Continue working 2 single crochets. After completing, insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 26 single crochets in sequence. After completing 26 single crochets, insert the hook into the next stitch. Work 2 single crochets. One single crochet increase. After completing, slip stitch into the first stitch. After the slip stitch is completed, the 17th round is finished. Next, work on the 18th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch, and work a single crochet increase. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 32 single crochets in sequence. After completing 32 single crochets, work 1 single crochet increase. After completing, the first group of pattern is finished. Continue repeating the pattern of 1 single crochet increase, 32 single crochets, and 1 single crochet increase for another group, totaling 2 groups. After completing the second group, slip stitch into the first stitch. After the slip stitch is completed, the 18th round is finished. Next, work on the 19th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Work 4 single crochets. After completing 4 single crochets, work 28 chain stitches. After completing 28 chain stitches, skip 28 stitches. When counting, start from the stitch after the 4 single crochets are completed. Up to this point is 28 stitches. When working, we crochet in the middle position of this stitch, which skips 28 stitches. When crocheting, pay attention that these chains don't twist together. Straighten them out. Insert the hook into this stitch. Work 40 single crochets evenly into corresponding stitches. After completing 40 single crochets, join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. After the slip stitch is done, the 19th round is completed. Next, work on the 20th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Work single crochets evenly into corresponding stitches without increasing or decreasing. When working at the chain space, pick the front loop of the chain that's closer to you. This side is the inner side, and this part is its braid. When picking, select the side braid that's closer to you, then work the stitch. Corresponding to the braid, work single crochets in sequence. After completing the single crochets on the chain, continue by inserting into the next stitch. Work single crochets evenly into corresponding stitches without increasing or decreasing. Work evenly for 2 rounds total, meaning work up to the 21st round. Complete this part on your own. After finishing the 21st round, proceed to the 22nd round. First, work a single crochet decrease. Then insert into the next stitch, and work 32 single crochets in sequence. After completing 32 single crochets, work 1 single crochet decrease. This completes the first pattern group. Repeat the same pattern to work another group. After finishing the second group, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. After joining with a slip stitch, work 1 chain stitch and cut the yarn. Pull the loop tight. Next, pick up the half side braid from the wrong side, which is the half side braid of the last stitch. Bring the yarn to the wrong side. Then weave in the ends. This completes section 1 of the ice cream. Next, we'll work on section 2. Starting from the first stitch, count left to the 38th stitch. After finding the 38th stitch, insert the hook into the front loop of that stitch, which is the half side braid closer to us. Pull up the yarn. While crocheting, keep the yarn above the moving thread. First, work 1 chain stitch as the beginning chain. Then insert the hook into the same stitch again. Work single crochet, then continue picking front loops and working single crochets. Repeat this a total of 7 times. Trim the excess yarn tail. After completing 7 single crochets, the first row is done. Now turn and work the second row. Insert the hook into the second stitch for crocheting. This is the first stitch. This is the second stitch, meaning we skip the first stitch, and directly insert the hook into the second stitch to work. Work 5 single crochets. After completing 5 single crochets, the second row is done. Now proceed to work the third row. Turn your work. Similarly, skip the first stitch, and directly insert the hook into the second stitch to work. Work 3 single crochets. After completing 3 single crochets, work 1 chain stitch and break the yarn. Pull the loop tight. Next, find the 37th stitch, and begin working half circle edges. This is the half side braid of the 38th stitch, this is the 37th stitch. Similarly, pick up the half side braid to insert the hook. When inserting the hook to work here, leave about 25 centimeters of yarn. This yarn will be used to connect the textures after joining the top and bottom sections with a slip stitch. After pulling through, wrap this yarn over the movable strand above. Make a chain stitch as the beginning chain, then insert the hook again in the same position to work a single crochet. The following yarn does not need to be hidden, leave it here for later use. Next, insert the hook into this stitch. Work a single crochet. Insert the hook at this position in the second row. Work a single crochet. Next, work single crochets in the 3 stitches of the third row, and hide the yarn tail while working. Place it above the hook. After completing the 3 stitches, cut off the excess yarn. Cut the yarn. Next, insert the hook into the stitch of the second row. Work a single crochet. Work a single crochet in the gap of the first row. Insert the hook into the half side braid of the next stitch, and work a single crochet. After completing, leave about 25 centimeters of yarn and fasten off. Pull out the yarn tail. Set it aside for later use. This completes section 2. Now proceed to section 3. First, locate the 57th stitch of the 22nd round. This position is 37. Here is 38, followed by 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50, 52, 54, 56, 57. The 57th stitch is where you pick up the half side braid, and insert the hook to work. Section 3 uses a similar crocheting method as section 2, but with different row counts and stitch numbers. Refer to the chart to complete crocheting. When working half circle edges, always leave such sewing threads. After completing section 3, the ice cream part is finished. Next, work the main part below. Crocheting proceeds from bottom to top using the foundation chain method counterclockwise. The stitch techniques used include X single crochet, chain, C, H, V single crochet increase, and a single crochet decrease. Now let's begin crocheting. First, work 17 chain stitches. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Pinch the yarn tail with your thumb and middle finger, then the hook. Wrap the yarn clockwise. After wrapping, there's a crossing point. Pinch this position with your left thumb and middle finger. Wrap the yarn counterclockwise around the hook to pull through. Tighten the loop. This completes the starting chain. Another way to start is to simply take the yarn and wrap it like this. Then return to this point. Pull the loop through from here, which means making a slip knot. After the slip knot is made, then wrap it around your hand to hold the yarn. Insert the hook into the loop. Adjust to the proper size. This is the second way to start. Next, work 17 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3. After completing 17 chain stitches, return to the second to last stitch. This is the first, this is the second. Work a single crochet increase. Then insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 14 single crochets in sequence. After completing 14 single crochets, work a single crochet increase on the last stitch. When crocheting, place the yarn tail above the hook to hide it. After completing the single crochet increase, turn to the other side. Work another group. First insert the hook into the front loop of the first half stitch on the other side, and work a single crochet increase, then pick up the front loops, and work 14 single crochets in sequence. After completing 14 single crochets, insert the hook into the front loop of the last half stitch. The last front loop might be a bit tricky to find, but it's right here. This is the full loop. And this is the front loop. Don't mistake this position. Work a single crochet increase. Once done, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Pull tight. This completes the first round. Cut off the excess yarn tail. Next, work the second round. Work 2 single crochet increases first. Then work 14 single crochets. After completing 14 single crochets, work 2 more single crochet increases. This completes the first group's pattern. Repeat the same pattern once more for a total of 2 groups in this round. After finishing the second group, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Once joined, the second round is complete. Now move on to the third round. First insert the hook into the first stitch, and work a single crochet increase. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 20 single crochets in sequence, matching each stitch. After completing 20 single crochets, work another single crochet increase. This completes the first group's pattern. Repeat the same pattern once more for a total of 2 groups. After finishing the second group, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Once joined, the third round is complete. The following crocheting method is similar to the first 3 rounds, only the number of rounds and stitches differ. Refer to the chart and crochet up to the 25th round. While crocheting, pay attention to the positions for increasing or decreasing stitches each round. Follow the chart. After reaching the 25th round, proceed to the 26th round. When inserting the hook here, work into the front loop of the first stitch, which is the closer half loop. This entire round is worked into the front loops only. First work 33 single crochets in sequence. After completing 33 single crochets, continue to work a single crochet increase. This completes the first group's pattern. Repeat the same pattern once more for a total of 2 groups. After finishing the second group, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Once joined, the 26th round is complete. Proceed to the 27th round. Insert the hook into the first stitch. Here we work into the entire stitch. Work even single crochets corresponding to each stitch. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Once joined, chain 1 and cut the yarn, leaving about 60 centimeters for sewing. Pull tight at this final position. Next, fold down the last 2 rounds. Fold them down for sewing. The sewing position is between the 23rd and 24th rows. Sew this round completely using this method. After finishing the round, tie a simple knot to secure. Once secured, thread the yarn to the inside of the seam. Hide the yarn tail inside. Cut the yarn. This completes our main part. Next, crochet the tail below the main part. The tail section is divided into 2 sections. Section 1 consists of the 2 protruding parts at the bottom of the tail. First, crochet 2 pieces for section 1, then join them before starting section 2. After completing crocheting, sew it onto the main part. Once the tail is sewn, attach the main part to the ice cream on top. Now let's begin crocheting. Here is the starting chain for section 1. The method is similar to what we did earlier, using a foundation chain. Crochet in rounds counterclockwise. Refer to the chart to complete 2 pieces. Cut the yarn for the first piece, and hide the tail on the wrong side. For the second piece, don't cut the yarn, continue directly to section 2. Start with the first round of section 2. Insert into the first stitch and work a SC2 in 1, followed by 7 single crochets. Then work another SC2 in 1. After completing, join the other piece. When inserting the hook, start from the first stitch. This is where the slip stitch begins. After inserting, work a SC2 in 1. Followed by 7 single crochets. One SC2 in 1. Then work 2 more groups on the opposite side. Repeat the pattern, SC2 in 1, 7 single crochets, SC2 in 1. After completing the last group, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Join with a slip stitch to complete the first round. Rounds 2 through 8 follow the same method, only differing in round count and stitch count. Refer to the chart and crochet up to the last stitch of round 8. While crocheting, pay attention to the increase, decrease positions for each round. After completing the last stitch of round 8, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. After joining, chain 1 and cut the yarn, leaving a tail of approximately 50 centimeters for sewing. This completes the tail section. Next, thread the sewing needle and fold the tail section in half as shown, then sew it together. Sew the corresponding stitches 1 by 1. After folding and sewing the tail, attach it to the bottom of the main part, aligning with the middle position of the first round. After sewing, pick up any strand, and tie a double knot to secure it. With the tail completed, now assemble it with the ice cream part above. Before assembly, first sew the zipper at the back. Locate the approximate position of the zipper, then sew it using a sewing needle and thread. When sewing, reinforce both ends with extra stitches for secure attachment. Insert directly through the loop of the double knot we made. Then sew a few more stitches. Once secured, begin sewing from the top downward. Sew up and down like this. After finishing here, add extra stitches at the tail end to secure it. After securing, complete sewing this section. It's a simple method. Please finish sewing it yourself. After the zipper is sewn, join and sew the main part with a slip stitch. Insert the crochet hook into the first front loop of the ice cream section above. This is the half stitch closest to us. Here is the half stitch near us. Next, pick up the reserved back loop of the main part. Then tie a slip knot with the yarn. Pull the yarn through. Adjust the size of the loop. Continue by picking up its front loop, and the back loop below. Pull through the loop. Continue picking up the front loop, and the back loop below. While crocheting, weave in the yarn tail as you go. Continue repeating the same pattern afterward. When crocheting to this position, simply pick up the back loop, which is the reserved half stitch, and join with a slip stitch. After completing the back loop seam at this position, continue inserting into the front loop of the next stitch. Proceed with sewing one by one. The sewing method afterward is identical to the front part. Complete it on your own. When slip stitching to the last stitch, cut the yarn, leaving a sewing thread tail. Don't pull it tight here, then insert into the sewing needle. Then exit through the middle of the last chain stitch. secure with a double knot on the wrong side. Next, create texture connection for section 1 and section 2 above the ice cream. Directly from the nearby joining position. Pick up the stitch above, which is this V shape, grabbing both strands together. After inserting, draw through to the middle position of our single crochet. Then also the strand on its back side. This creates the texture connection, forming the V shape. Connection is done, now hide this yarn tail. On this side, first insert the yarn into the middle of our first stitch. That is, pick up half of the braid and insert into it. Find the first stitch near this position, and pick up the first V shape. Then continue to insert into the middle position. This forms the V shape, completing the connection. Finally weave in the ends. Next, glue it together with craft glue. This glue doesn't dry quickly, so press it firmly for a while when gluing. This completes sewing the ice cream to the main part. Next, crochet the fins on both sides. Crochet both left and right sides using the same method, then sew them on at corresponding positions after completion. Now let's begin crocheting. Hold the yarn with your left hand, yarn over clockwise, pull through to make a starting chain. After completing the starting chain, crochet 12 chain stitches. After finishing 12 chain stitches, turn and insert into the second to last back bump. Make a single crochet, then insert into the next back bump. Make a half double crochet, yarn over once, and insert into the back bump. Pull through. Now there are 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops at once to complete the half double crochet. Next, make a double crochet. Yarn over once, insert into the next back bump, pull through. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over again, and pull through the remaining 2 loops to complete the double crochet. Next, make another half double crochet. Yarn over and pull through all loops at once. Insert into the next stitch, make a single crochet, then make another half double crochet. Three double crochets. One half double crochet. Make a single crochet in the last stitch. While crocheting, place the yarn tail on top of the working yarn. After completing, make 1 chain stitch, and cut the yarn, leaving about 50 centimeters for sewing. Pull out the yarn and tighten it here. Trim off the excess yarn. This completes the crocheting. Follow the same method to make another one, totaling 2 pieces. After both are completed, proceed to sew them together. When sewing, the upper part is smaller while the lower part is larger. The sewing position is approximately between rounds 11 to 20. When sewing, first take the yarn tail. Thread it through sequentially near the sewing position. This is the 11th round counting up from the bottom. Pass through this gap. Sew through each round's gap in sequence. At the last stitch, tie a double knot to secure. This completes sewing on this side. Follow the same sewing method to finish the other side. Next, crochet the chocolate bar and the decorative elements on top. After completing, assemble and sew them in place. The chocolate bar crocheting method is similar to the previous ice cream, both using the adjustable magic ring and crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. Rounds 1 to 7 are worked evenly with 7 single crochets. At round 8, work a single crochet decrease. Rounds 9 to 13 continue with 6 single crochets worked evenly. After completing crocheting, leave about 30 centimeters of yarn for sewing underneath. Once the chocolate bar is completed, crochet the decorative strip on top of it. This decorative strip uses a similar method as before. Chain edge starting with 25 chain stitches, then turn, and insert the hook into the third chain from the hook, working into the front loops. Crochet 23 half double crochets. The method is simple, complete it on your own. After finishing crocheting, proceed with assembly. First, attach the decoration onto the chocolate bar. After attaching, wait for the glue to dry before releasing. Next, sew the chocolate bar onto the ice cream within this range shown here. When sewing, work through the front loops sequentially for sewing. Using the same sewing method, complete sewing the other chocolate bar. Next, crochet the ice cream scoop. The semicircular paper piece on top and the small cone here are crocheted, then assembled, sewn, and secured. The ice cream scoop crocheting method is similar to the previous ice cream. Begin with a magic ring, working counterclockwise in rounds. Refer to the chart for crocheting. Pay attention to the increase, decrease positions in each round. When reaching round 11, stuff a bit of yarn tail inside. After stuffing, proceed to crochet round 12. Insert the hook into the first stitch, work single crochet decreases sequentially, repeat 7 times. After completing the last stitch, join with a slip stitch into the first stitch. Join with a slip stitch, make 1 chain stitch, leave a tail for sewing, and fasten off the yarn. The ice cream scoop is now complete. Next, crochet the semicircular fabric piece on top of the ice cream scoop. Hold the yarn with your left hand and wrap it around your middle finger once. Insert the hook into the loop and pull through to cast on. After casting on, crochet 1 chain stitch as the turning chain. Insert the hook into the starting loop and work 3 single crochets sequentially. After completing the 3 single crochets, next pull the ring tight. The first round of the magic ring is now complete. Next, crochet 1 chain stitch, and turn the piece for the second round. Position the wrong side of the piece facing toward us. Insert the hook into the first stitch, which is the chain stitch of the turning chain. This is the first stitch. Work 3 single crochet increases. The second round is now complete. Next, crochet the third round, make 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and insert the hook into the first stitch. This is the chain stitch of the turning chain. This is the first stitch, don't insert into the wrong one. Work 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet increase. Then, follow the pattern of 1 single crochet and 1 single crochet increase as a group, repeating this pattern 2 more times for a total of 3 groups. After completing the last group, the third round is finished. Next, crochet the fourth round, make 1 chain stitch, turn the piece, and insert the hook into the first stitch, working 1 single crochet sequentially. 1 single crochet increase. 1 single crochet. Then, follow the pattern of 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet increase, 1 single crochet, and 3 stitches as a group, repeating this pattern 2 more times for a total of 3 groups. After completing 3 groups, the fourth round is finished. Next, crochet the fifth round, make 1 chain stitch and turn the piece. Then skip 1 stitch, meaning the first stitch here is left unworked. Insert the hook directly into the second stitch to begin crocheting. Starting from the second stitch, work 2 single crochets first. Next, work 1 single crochet increase. After completing, insert the hook into the next stitch. Work 3 single crochets. One single crochet increase. Then repeat once more, 3 single crochets, 1 single crochet increase. Once completed, the fifth round is finished. Next, crochet the sixth round, make 1 chain stitch. Turn the piece. Insert the hook into the first stitch and work 2 single crochets. 1 single crochet increase. Two single crochets. Next, repeat the pattern, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet increase, 2 single crochets. After completing, continue. Insert the hook into the next stitch, and work 2 single crochets in sequence. 1 single crochet increase. 1 single crochet. Once completed, the 6th round is finished. Next, work the 7th row by chaining 3. Insert the hook into the second to last front loop, and work 2 slip stitches at once. Next, insert the hook into the gap between the 5th and 6th rows. This is the gap between the 5th and 6th rows, right at this position. Insert the hook and work 1 slip stitch. Next, into the gap between the 4th and 5th rows. Insert the hook into the gap. Work another slip stitch. Next, chain 3. Return and insert the hook into the second to last front loop. Work 1 single crochet. Next, work 1 half double crochet in the next stitch. Insert the hook into the gap between the 2nd and 3rd rows, and work a slip stitch. Next, chain 1. Insert the hook at the middle position, which is the starting point, and work 1 single crochet. Next, insert the hook into the gap between the 1st and 2nd rows, then work 1 single crochet. Work 1 half double crochet in the gap between the 2nd and 3rd rows. Next, work 1 half double crochet in the next gap. Work another half double crochet in the gap between the 4th and 5th rows. Next, chain 2 and work a slip stitch in the same position. Next, chain 1 and insert the hook into the gap between the 6th and 5th rows to work 1 single crochet. After completing, cut the yarn. After cutting the yarn, connect this position with the first stitch here. Insert the sewing needle. Insert into the first stitch here. Next, weave in the yarn tail on the wrong side and trim the excess. After completing the half circle piece, refer to the paper instructions in the kit, and take the corresponding color to sew on some decorations. When sewing these decorations, place them irregularly, just sew them randomly. After completing the decoration sewing, attach it to the ice cream ball. Press here for a bit longer, wait until the glue dries before letting go. After completing the half circle piece, we'll now crochet the top cone. The crocheting method for the cone is similar to the ice cream before, starting with a magic ring and crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. After finishing crocheting, leave about 50 centimeters of yarn tail for sewing. Refer to the chart to complete crocheting, and pay attention to where to increase or decrease stitches each round. After completing the cone crocheting, proceed to sew it together. When sewing, insert the hook sequentially into the stitch or gap closest to our cone. After completing one round of sewing, tie a simple knot and pull the yarn tail into the fabric. Next, sew texture on the surface by passing through any position on the wrong side. Leave a yarn tail here. Pinch this yarn tail here. Secure it with a double knot on the back. This completes the sewing. Now attach the entire ice cream to the main part. The sewing position is roughly between these two sections. When sewing, find the position and pick up any nearby stitch or gap to sew. After completing the sewing, tie a double knot to secure it. Weave the yarn into the fabric. This completes the crocheting and sewing of the ice cream cone. Next, crochet the shaded part above the ice cream, which consists of 3 sections, 1, 2, 3. After finishing, attach them to the corresponding positions. Start with shadow section 1, hold the yarn with your left hand, chain 25 stitches for the edge. After completing 25 chains, turn and insert the hook into the second to last front loop, then work 5 slip stitches. After completing 5 slip stitches, insert the hook into the next front loop. Work 4 single crochets in sequence. After completing 4 single crochets, work 3 half double crochets. After completing, work a double crochet 2 in 1, which means working 2 double crochets in the same front loop. After completing the double crochet 2 in 1, work 1 double crochet. 1 double crochet 2 in 1. One double crochet. One double crochet 2 in 1. Continue with 2 half double crochets. One single crochet. One slip stitch. Skip the last 3 front loops, leave unworked. This completes the first row. Now, let's start the second row by turning. When turning, slightly tighten the loop on the hook. Continue. Skip 1 stitch, leave the first stitch unworked. Skip the first stitch and insert the hook directly into the second stitch to work. First, work 2 slip stitches. Continue with 2 single crochets. Yarn over and insert into the next stitch to work a half double crochet increase, HDC 2 in 1, which means working 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. Next, work a double crochet increase in the following stitch. One double crochet. Then work another half double crochet increase. One single crochet. 2 slip stitches. After completing the slip stitches, skip the remaining 12 stitches. This completes the second row. Now, turn the piece for the third row, slightly tightening the loop on the hook when turning. Continue by skipping 1 stitch, leave the first stitch unworked, and insert the hook directly into the second stitch to work. Work 2 slip stitches. Then work 1 single crochet, followed by a single crochet increase, SC2 in 1. 1 half double crochet. 1 double crochet increase, DC2 in 1. 1 half double crochet. 1 single crochet. Slip stitch. After completing the slip stitch, skip the remaining 4 stitches and cut the yarn. After cutting the yarn, slightly tighten the last slip stitch. Pick up from this side to the wrong side. Weave in the ends and trim the excess yarn tails. After trimming the yarn tails, shade 1 is completed crocheting. Here, the crocheting method for shade 2 and 3 is similar to shade 1, only the row numbers and stitch counts differ. Refer to the chart and complete crocheting. Next, glue it onto the ice cream. Shade 1 is glued at the bottom position. Apply glue to secure it. After shade 1 is glued, proceed to attach shade 2. Shade 2 should be positioned close to shade 1 for gluing. After shade 2 is glued, finally attach shade 3. Shade 3 should be positioned close to shade 2 for gluing. With the shading parts glued, next crochet the tail decorations. The 2 scales on top. And after completing the eyes and straps, attach or sew them in corresponding positions. The tail decorations use the same crocheting method as the front shading, only stitch counts differ. Follow the chart to complete crocheting, then weave in yarn tails, and trim excess ends on the right side. Next, glue it onto the main part with the wrong side facing up. When gluing front side down, position evenly underneath where the main part meets the tail. After gluing, start crocheting scales. First, hold yarn with left hand, yarn over clockwise, pull through to begin, then crochet 29 chain stitches. After completing 29 chain stitches, next, insert hook into the third stitch from the end, work 1/2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 treble crochet, after completing the treble crochet, next work 2 triple crochets, yarn over 3 times. Next insert hook into the following stitch. Pull through the yarn. After pulling through, there are 5 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and pull through 2 loops at a time. This completes 1 triple crochet, next work another triple crochet. After completing 2 triple crochets, next work 1 treble crochet. One double crochet, 1/2 double crochet, 1 chain stitch. Next slip stitch into the following stitch. After completing the slip stitch, work 1 chain stitch. This completes the first group's pattern. Repeat the pattern once more for a total of 2 groups. After completing the second group, insert hook into the next stitch, and work 1/2 double crochet. Insert hook into the next stitch and work 1 double crochet. 1 treble crochet. 2 triple crochets. 1 treble crochet, 1 double crochet, 1/2 double crochet, chain stitch, then slip stitch into the last front loop. Cut the yarn after completing the slip stitch, leaving about 60 centimeters of yarn tail. Hide this yarn tail. Trim the excess yarn tail. This completes fish scale 1. Fish scale 2 is similar to fish scale 1, but with different stitch counts. Complete it on your own. After completing fish scales 1 and 2, sew them together. When sewing, fish scale 2 is at the bottom. Fish scale 1 is on top. The specific sewing position is approximately at the seam between the tail and main part, counting up to rows 2, 4, 6, then sewing between rows 7 and 8. When sewing, simply pick the nearest gaps in sequence like this. After sewing, secure with a double knot. Insert this yarn tail directly into the fabric. Following the texture of single crochet, weave in the ends. This completes the small fish scale too. The larger scale is sewn 7 rows apart from the smaller one, rows 2, 4, 6, 7, using the same method by picking these gaps. Complete the sewing on your own. Next, crochet the eyes. Hold yarn with left hand, yarn over clockwise with hook to make starting chain. After completing the starting chain, crochet 5 chain stitches. Return to the second chain from hook, work 4 slip stitches and back loops. After completion, the first group's pattern is done. Repeat the same pattern 3 more times, for a total of 4 repetitions. After completing the fourth group, fasten off yarn, leaving a tail for sewing. Pull the loop through, then sew the texture together with a sewing needle, and place the starting yarn tail on the wrong side. Thread through the stitch of the first stitch. Next, pick up the back loop from the middle of the last stitch and pull through together. This completes the connection. After finishing, tie a simple knot with the starting yarn tail on the wrong side and cut the yarn. This completes the eyes. Finally, attach the eyes to the corresponding position. Next, crochet the strap part. Hold yarn with left hand, leaving about 50 centimeters of yarn below for sewing. Yarn over clockwise with hook to make starting chain. After completing the starting chain, crochet 2 chain stitches, then return to the first back loop. Work 1 single crochet. After completing the single crochet, turn the work. Pick up the 2 loops above. These are the chain stitches. Insert hook into these 2 loops. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Work 1 single crochet. Then turn the work again. There are 2 raised loops above, at this position and this position. Pick up these 2 raised loops and pull through. Work 1 single crochet, then turn the work again. There are 2 raised loops above, which will be easier to find later. Pick up the 2 loops above and continue working single crochets. Only the first 2 stitches might be a bit harder to locate. Continue working single crochets afterward. Repeat the crocheting technique of shrimp stitch until you reach your desired length. Here I worked up to 105 centimeters. After reaching your desired length for the strap, work the last stitch, pull the yarn through, and directly slip it over the loop on the hook. Then leave a tail for sewing and cut the yarn. This completes the strap. Next, sew the strap onto the main part, positioning it at the connection point between the ice cream and the main part. Simply pick up nearby gaps or loops to secure it in place. Sew a few more stitches here. Once secured, pick any yarn and tie a double knot to secure it. Then hide the yarn inside the fabric. This completes one side of the strap. Secure this side on your own, making sure to straighten the strap while fixing. After straightening, sew it in place to avoid twisting the bag, which affects the appearance. Once the strap is sewn on. Next, attach the stars at the ice cream position. Apply glue evenly on the back of the stars. And attach them in a staggered pattern like this. Once the stars above are attached, this bag is completed crocheting. If you have any unclear parts during the crocheting process, please contact our Facebook group. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.